Hello, how are we doing today? My name is Spectrum Dominus, and today we are sorting cards for grading purposes. Now, we've had tons of these videos on the channel. If you've never watched them, go back and watch a couple, see what they're about. But generally what we're doing is we're going through my old collection. I grew up back in the late 80s, early 90s, collecting in the junk wax era. I have a lot of completed sets, just all sorts of things that I collected. I have white boxes, 300, 800 card white boxes filled with the randomest stuff you've ever seen. I also have a bunch of things that were bought, every Christmas I would get Fleer box sets and, all sorts of stuff. And we're going through and we're pulling out any card that fits into my collecting my PC collection, or that should be graded for any reason whatsoever. And so that's why we call it sorting cards for grading purposes. So go back and check it out. This is not a high value proposition. Most of these cards are not in the best condition, and thus they won't be graded. When I find one that I like and I think I can get at least a 9, then I usually send it in if I want to. But this is a very low value proposition, but it's allowing me to go through my stuff, make sure there's nothing in it, and then sort them by teams where I sell them off in team sets and get rid of them that way. Just, $1 for 100 New York Yankee cards or whatever. So without further ado, what we're doing today, back in the late 80s, they made these. This is 1990 Score, which was a brand new product in 1988, was its first set. They started making these 100 best, hottest players or 100 best rookies or stuff. I have another one over there that we'll be going through too. But this is, you can see the yellowing on the product. It's something that I would get for Christmas. I would open it up. This one's been opened. I'm not wearing gloves today because this one has already been touched by my human hands. In fact, if you really look, you can see that they're not in their original packages. They're in, actually this one is in their original packages. The other one, I think, are in sandwich bags. Like I got it and then I put it in a sandwich bag to put it back in there. So I don't expect them to be in great condition. But right off the bat, you can see there's a Kirby Puckett right on the front. He's one of the guys that collects. So pulling that out, sticking in my Kirby Puckett collection, that's really all we're doing this for. So without further ado, let's open. Plus, it takes the collection down from finding a way to store this to finding a way to store this, or the cards that come out of that. So these things, like I said, I only have 2 of them, I believe. This one and the one that's over there came with these books. The book on the back was a checklist, and on the inside, it went through all the players, opened right up to Kirby Puckett again. So it gave you all the information on Kirby Puckett. They put 2 players per page, which means that there's approximately 50 pages in there, but that's not right. Do the math, it's probably more like 25 because it's 1, 2, 3, 4 type situation, because front and back. But yeah, so it's a neat little book. I don't know what I'll do with this. It's not worth grading, and it's not worth. Maybe I'll find a bookcase to put it on. I don't know. We'll see how that plays out. We're putting that on top of the printer for now. All right. Now this thing, 1990. It's about the same age as all the other stuff that I grade, but it's so old that the plastic bag inside is flaking. Like, this isn't a cut bag. Oh, maybe it is. Maybe, look, I did cut them, but then I put them back in the bag. That's what happened. Okay, but even so, they're just, it's flaking. It's not, so it's I don't, look at the tear on this. It's just, it's disintegrated. It's disintegrated. So I'm going to pull out these 3 stacks from this disintegrated plastic. I mean, I can't even get a good grip because it just kind of flakes in my hand. It's kind of funny, actually. Not funny, haha. Funny, amusing. And yet it is still strong enough to mess up the corners of cards. All right, stack 2. Let's get this last stack going. There we go. I'm trying to the product of the general ripping of packs. You know, just rip across the front like that, but it's not working because it's flaking before I can grab any. All right, and then I need to. We actually need to get that trash can in here. Like I said, I need to pull the brush. That's something that I don't have, is the brush. So let's. Oh, great. All right, good to know. I'm gonna need to find something to clean all that off with, but for now, that will have to do. Great. All right. So it's 100 cards, 100 top players. Everyone gets 1 card. If you collected Score, you know. And back in the 80s and 90s, most things had their special thing or whatever. Fleer came with stickers. Score came with these little sports flicks that gave you like questionnaires or information. This was a Dale Murphy. Some of them on the front was a question and the back was the answer. So it was like trivia. And here's just little character player information. Jose Canseco. Of these guys, I collect Jose and Johnny. The others I would collect if I had more, but I didn't collect in that era, so I have very few of those cards, so I never really got into them. But it just says, you know, you know what I didn't do? I didn't do this part. High quality, continuous autofocus, automatic white balance, and now Jose is the strongest man I've ever played with, by Dave Parker. All right. Anyway, that's kind of neat. But let's see what happens. Let's see what happens here. So, top 100 players of 1990. We have Ed Whitson, Carlton Fisk. All right, so what I'm going to do is, if it's not a guy that I collect, I'm just going to put it down, and then those will be sorted. If it is a guy I collect, I will penny sleeve it and move on. That'll go into my collection. So, Score, 1990 Score. And honestly, there are several of these. I'm looking at these, and they do not look like they're in bad condition at all. There are several of these that in 1990, for me, would be worth grading. So, Lou Whitaker, Danny Tartabull, Vince Coleman, Andre Dawson. Andre Dawson, you know, I often talk about Will Clark and Gary Carter and say these are some of Barry Larkin. These are some of the first ones out of the guys I'm collecting. Like, if I collected more people, I would collect them. Andre Dawson, I believe, is the last one in. When I have my boxes and I figured out how many people I wanted to put, I think Dawson was the last one in. He may be one of the first ones out as well. I'll have to double check and see, but once you're on that cusp, the number of times I pulled Will Clark cards before I finally realized, no, you're not doing Will Clark. It's the same thing. The number of times I'll pull an I'll miss an Andre Dawson card and then go, shoot, I am collecting Andre Dawson. George Brett, same as Andre Dawson. These are two of the guys that are right at the bottom of my top. And I should figure out, I think it's like 30 players all time for me, but not all time, retired. Tom Herr, Andy Van Slyke, Roger Clemens is definitely one, as is Wade Boggs. And this is my time. This is when I was into baseball the most. 1990, right around then. I'd started collecting in 87, truly 88, with the 88 top set. And then by the strike of 94, things started. So 1990, that's like the heart of when I knew as much. I knew much about baseball as I ever have in my life, probably ever will again. Wally Joyner, Lonnie Smith, Hojo, Julio Franco, Ruben Sierra, Dan Plesac, Bobby Thigpen. I love me some Bobby Thigpen. I don't collect him. I just want to get some of his. He is the only player that is on my all-time team that I don't collect his cards. I'm gonna get a couple of his rookies, and get them graded, and that's it. But Thigpen is the only guy on my all-time team I don't collect his cards. Kevin Seitzer, and he is my all-time closer. He's my favorite closer. That's not true. He's on my second team because Dennis Eckersley gets the closer spot, because late in his career, when I was more of a Dennis Eckersley fan, he was a closer. Not like early on when he was a starter. I didn't give him a starting spot, but I gave him the closing spot. David Steve, Ricky Henderson. So this is after he left the Yankees and went back to the Athletics, I guess. Because his 87 tops is a Yankee card. Yeah, so Jeffrey Leonard, Robin Yount, collect Robin Yount. Thing about this type of a set is there's no doubles, and there are common nothings. But they're all stars, they're all stars, or the top 100 players. So you're going to only put one card down, Mitch Williams, before you run into someone you collect one or two cards, Earl Hershiser, Eric Davis, Mark Langston. I say that, and then we get a run. Mike Scott, Paul Molitor. But yeah, I'm going to get quite a few cards from this of people I collect. Doc Gooden, that's another one that's high on the list of just out. Him and Strawberry. John Smoltz. I do feel like one day I'll expand once I get everything set up and I know what room I can, how much room I have, I can expand and go back to, and then I'll just rebuy this type of stuff and go, okay, now we're collecting Will Clark and Andre Dawson. Well, Andre was probably already getting, but Will Clark and Barry Larkin and Gary Carter and Doc Gooden and Dale Strawberry and all those ones that are almost there. Phil Bradley, Bobby Bonilla, Alan Trammell, Kirk McCaskill, Dave Righetti, Bo Jackson. Now this is one that I'm going to stick in a top loader for now, but I might consider getting graded. We have a saying here that no, it's not a saying, because that would mean I could just say it without. It's just a mindset here that every sport has some players that no matter what, you just grade their cards as long as it's as long as it's gradable, as long as it's not completely off center. Players like Tom Brady, just grade it. Michael Jordan, just grade it. LeBron James, just grade it. Wayne Gretzky, just grade it. And baseball, just because of my headspace where I lived and learned the sport, I have much more baseball guys than I have the others. And Bo Jackson is one of those. It's just, that's it. Get it graded. It's a Bo Jackson. Someone will want it. That came back at 10. Someone would be like, well, that's a 10. I have never seen anyone grade, and I'm the only one that has it. So, like we've said multiple times on this channel, we don't invest in good, really expensive cards. So what we try to do is we try to focus on low pop counts. Not focus on, but when you come across a Nolan Ryan, which is another one like Bo Jackson, when you come across Nolan Ryan and you find a Nolan Ryan card that has an extremely low pop count and you can make one, then That's how we roll. We want people to go through our stuff and go, well, that's unique. That's unique. Can't have them go through and go, oh my God, I've always wanted that card because it's worth so much money. So we want them to go through and go, that is unique and nice. I'll take it. Brian Downing, Brett Butler, Mike Scioscia, John Franco, Kevin Mitchell, Mark Davis, Glenn Davis, Barry Bonds. It's another one. Two more, and they should both be in this set. We should walk out of here with 5, well, really 6 cards that could be graded. I will say one thing. Those 6 or 5 that player-wise you just grade, and then Don Mattingly, which is just who I grade. But I will say that these are extremely high quality as far as left-right centering goes. These I don't know if they hand cut these or something, but Terry Steinbach, Dave Gallagher, but there's no. Also wonder, yeah, 89. So this is the second year. Rafael Palmeiro. I doubt there's any rookies in this. I think the other one is mostly rookies. Joe Carter, Mark Grace, Pedro Guerrero, Von Hayes, Benito Santiago, Dale Murphy, John Smiley, Cal Ripken Jr., Mike Greenwell, Devin White, Kirby Puckett. All right, final little stack here. About 2/3 of the way through. Steve Sachs, Tony Gwynn. So let's see. We haven't gotten my top guy yet, but we got my number 2. We haven't got my number 3, but we got my number 4, my number 5, 6. Nope, we haven't. Maybe we have, maybe we haven't. I don't know. But Willie Randolph, Jose Canseco, collect Jose. Looking for his partner. That is not his partner, but it is someone we collect. Ozzy. The Wiz of Oz. I said something the other day while I was opening the penny sleeves about how these penny sleeves, I went to a new company and they didn't have the flap, so I had to cut the top, or rip the top. And then I just went to get another pack because this one's almost out. And I'm like, oh, you know what? They did have a flap. I felt kind of stupid that I said that on stream. Now there's proof that I'm an idiot. All right. We got Rick Ruskell. This stack is getting kind of big over here, blocking my hand. There we go. Bill Doran, Mickey Tettleton, Donald Arthur Mattingly. It's my guy. I'm not going to give him the Rookie of the Year. He's not the Rookie of the Year. There we go. Pretty good condition. The problem is these cards are so cheap that I don't know that I'll ever get to them. They'll go low in my list of the 500 cards I've already separated to grade, so they'll probably never get graded, but they'll get put over there for that purpose. Craig Swindell, Bert Blyleven, Dave Stewart, Andres Galarraga, Darryl Strawberry, Ellis Burks, Paul O'Neill, Bruce Hurst, Dave Smith, Carney Lansford, Robbie Thompson, Gary Gaetti. Now this one is not going in my collection, but it is one of the twins that I give to Sugar Shane, Bartender Shane, and the other one. I mean, there's several of them, but that's the one that I've seen aside from Kirby. But I keep the Kirbys unless I have a dupe. So Jeff Russell, Chuck Finley, Mark McGuire. That's the second to last one we're looking for, as far as potential grading goes. Just sent off a grading shipment. Listen to me lying to you because the shipment's right here. It just hasn't sent, but it's ready to go. It goes out tomorrow. It was supposed to go out Saturday to be ready Monday, but I was having printer problems. But sent out a Mark McGwire in there that I'm really excited for. Really hope it comes back as a 10. Alvin Davis, George Bell, Corey Snyder, Keith Hernandez, Will Clark, Steve Betterosen, Ryan Sandberg, and Tom Browning. Well, that is a bunch of crap. The 100 best players in Major League Baseball in 1990, and Ken Griffey Jr. was not on the list. But, all right, here we go. This is what I will be sorting. Over there, these 80 cards will be getting added to the team packs. For my PC, I got Sandberg, Smith, Canseco, Quinn, Puckett, Ripken, Smoltz, Molitor, Yount, Henderson, Boggs, Clemens, Brett, Dawson, and Fisk. And then also for my PC, but for grading, let's just knock shit over. Keep going. We got McGwire, Mattingly, Bonds, Ryan, and Jackson. So not a bad haul for it wasn't a random box, it was a box of sets, so we knew what was in it. We'll throw those into our PCs and the grading cards and everything, and then we'll get back and see what else we have to open. My name's Spectrum. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, click like and subscribe down below, and we'll see you in the next one.